Hi, this is Rosa. It's good to see you again. Hey, today I'm actually doing a 2-week video because I didn't do a video last week. Had a lot going on, real busy couple of weeks, and I was just really overwhelmed. And every time I had a moment to do a video, I was just so completely exhausted. So I didn't do one. But I have a lot to talk about the last couple of weeks, and so I wanted to share with you guys how the last couple of weeks have gone and how I've been able to work through some of the sparks and also attempt to manage stress as well. So a week ago we had Halloween. Week before that felt like Halloween. We had something every night of the week. That's pretty unusual for me and for our family. And honestly, it just felt really busy and really overwhelming and really exhausting. So I definitely felt the pressure of this. I definitely didn't enjoy feeling that pressure. I had moments where I was completely exhausted, but I am still completely committed to 3 miles a day. I've been doing that since I made that decision about a month and a half ago to walk 3 miles a day. Several of those days, the last 2 weeks, have been really difficult to get those 3 miles in, and I've only done 3 miles, but I did it. And I'm super happy that I've been able to stick with that and reap the benefits of that. I've also had some very long walks in that time frame when I was able or when circumstances called for it. But definitely my share of let's just get it done and get out there and get walking. So one thing that I did want to mention, I did receive the new shoes that I ordered, the second pair of feet pillows. I just barely did a video about going to Sedona, and what I didn't mention in that video is I destroyed my new pair of shoes. So I did wear at this point they were about a week old shoes, my new feet pillows that are not white, and I wore those on the hike and they're completely muddy. And I haven't had a moment to spray them off and see how much I'm able to get off or whether I get to run them through the washer, my brand new shoes or not. But they're very comfortable and I'm very happy with them. So we've also, I want to talk a little bit, we have a new meal prep place in town. I tried it a couple weeks ago and then we tried it again last week. Super happy with it. I don't prefer to eat or drink smoothies myself or protein shakes or anything like that. I just feel like I enjoy food too much to waste calories or effort on food that's been already blended up and that doesn't taste as great as some other things, and I just prefer to eat my food, so I don't generally get it. But this meal prep place has smoothie bowls, and the only reason I tried it is I saw the fruit on top of the smoothie bowls, and it looks so good. It looks so fresh and it looks so delicious. And so I've ordered a smoothie bowl twice, and both times it fed my whole family, but it was delicious and I really enjoyed it. And the fresh fruit on top was exactly what I hoped it would be. It was really delicious. Also, they have really delicious Cobb salads. I really enjoyed that, ordered that a second time, and it's big enough that I was able to share it with my husband too. So I thought I would talk a little bit about what I typically eat in a day. So for breakfast, I usually have fruit and cottage cheese and whole wheat bread with peanut butter, homemade bread if I can do it. I've been making bread. I've been actually making kamut bread, but I'm almost out of kamut, so I gotta figure out a backup plan for that or what I'm gonna do. That meal keeps me full till lunchtime, and it's something that makes me feel good. I've also been eating a lot of watermelon, and it's almost, well, watermelon season is over and it's getting harder and harder to find. So I either need to find a backup fruit or figure out where to get watermelon through the winter. So for lunch, I usually eat something that is meal prepped, usually carb and some meat and some vegetables and some sauce. And then for dinner, I usually eat some sort of salad. If I'm at home, I usually eat caprese salad, tomatoes and mozzarella and sometimes meat and basil and balsamic. I love caprese salad, and I could eat it every day, and sometimes I do. Or I'll go out and buy it from one of the 2 places in town where I know I can get a great salad that tastes good to me. Sometimes I make it. I don't love to cook though. I'll be honest on that. I especially don't love to chop vegetables and prep in that way. I also do eat fun food still. I don't completely count it out of my diet, and that's my intent, or one of my goals is to still enjoy it. I don't have any kind of food intolerances, so I am considering no food as bad food for me. I'm not trying to restrict carbs in any way or sugar or anything like that at this point in my life. I just don't really crave as much of it as I used to. And I just wanted to mention, probably 6 months ago, it was real normal for me to have a thought like, well, I had a really big lunch and I'm really not that hungry, so I think that I'll just probably have a few cookies for dinner. That was totally normal. And I'm a little bit appalled that that was ever my life, but I still eat cookies, but they're just not dinner now. They're more like a snack or a treat. Anyway, so twice this last week, I let myself get very hungry, like ravenous hungry. And when I did that, I ate more than normal. When I did get food, probably like double what I normally would eat. The good thing is I didn't feel overstuffed in those cases. And I actually did not gain weight from doing that. I thought maybe I would. But what I did learn is, first of all, I know that that's very risky to let myself get in that situation where I'm ravenous and just eat until I was satisfied, which was a lot of food at that time. And I recognize that I really should not let myself get in that situation. And because I can end up eating too much of the wrong foods when I'm in that situation. It's too easy to do. Another thing that I recognize about myself is I don't sleep well when I'm hungry. I sleep very badly when I'm hungry. And so I actually prefer to go to bed on a full stomach. I think I've mentioned before that I wake up in the middle of the night often. And if I didn't go to bed with a full stomach, then when I wake up in the middle of the night, then sometimes that keeps me up, is just being hungry keeps me awake. So I'm going to work harder on not letting myself get hungry. Another one, and this has come up twice before, but I have recognized again, I was watching a video and it just watching that video brought the spark to my idea that I'm not eating enough protein. And so I actually did some work and counting up how much protein I was eating and how much protein it takes to get to where I think I need to eat. And it's a lot more protein than I'm eating. And so I need to really work on how to get that additional protein into my diet. One of the salads I really enjoy, I was noticing, and I've noticed this before, it doesn't really fill me up all the time. It's satisfying and it's delicious, but it doesn't always fill me up. And just this last week, I was looking at it, exactly how much protein was in it, and there's not very much protein in it. And so I think I'm going to have to subsidize protein in those salads when I get them, and just really make an effort to eat more of it. So I need to spend some time figuring out what a well-rounded protein day looks like and make some effort on that. I did address a couple of sparks that I have been planning on working on, and that's to work on eating Mediterranean food and work on eating more beans, or chilies and lentils. So this Halloween week, I had the occasion to eat chili 3 different times. I went to a couple of chili cook-offs, and then I think I ate leftovers or something like that. Anyway, I ate chili 3 times. It was delicious. It filled me up. I felt great afterwards. I did not gain weight from eating it, even though there's a lot of carbs. But carbs are not my enemy, I've already talked about. So when I did food prep last weekend, I made chili. So my husband and I really like white chicken chili. And so we just threw chicken, white beans, chopped green chili, salt, onion, garlic, cream cheese. We did that at the end. We threw all of it in the crock pot and just cooked it all day. And at the end, we threw in a cube of cream cheese and made 16 cups and put it into freezer bowls and stuck it in the freezer for him and I to eat the next couple of weeks. And it was really delicious. So another one that I worked on was preparing Mediterranean food. So I am a capable cook. I think I'm a fairly good cook when I want to be. And when I want to be, it's usually because I want to eat good food. I'll be honest, I don't think I actually enjoy cooking a lot. But I like to eat good food, and for that, it's worth it for me. And what I have been envisioning for Mediterranean food is lemon rice, lentils, and tzatziki sauce. Those were key that I wanted to eat in Mediterranean food. So I just Googled how to make lemon rice. Lentils I knew how to make, and I had a good recipe and a good spice for them. One of my friends is Ethiopian, and he told me about a spice to cook lentils in. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it starts with a B. And they're super easy to cook on the stove, and they're quick to cook. I didn't know how to make tzatziki sauce. I was actually planning on buying tzatziki sauce because you can buy it in the dip section of Walmart. But when we went to buy it, they only had one package, and I was meal prepping a lot, and one package wasn't going to do it. And so I Googled a recipe, and I ended up making it. I also wanted pickled onions in this. I had pickled onions. I keep a stash in the fridge at all times, and I eat them a lot. So that was easy. And zucchini. I want to eat this meal with fresh tomatoes and fresh cucumbers, but I also know myself well enough to know that I'm not always going to have those in the rush in the morning or take the time to chop them up that morning. And in my opinion, tomatoes are something that are only good for a few hours chopped up, and so I'm not going to pre-chop them. And so I threw some zucchini in these dishes too. Okay, so the lemon rice, I actually had to make it twice. The first batch I did, I followed the recipe exactly. And to me, it came out mushy, and I didn't enjoy the rice. The flavor was fine. But I figured that rice is cheap enough, and I made a second batch. And this time, I didn't touch it. I just threw it in the pot and cooked it like I normally would cook rice. The difference between this and the rice I normally cook is it pretty much had lemon and a couple other things in it. And it cooked out really nice, and I enjoyed it. The lentils actually took a lot longer to cook this time than I remember them cooking, but it worked out fine. So the tzatziki sauce, I just followed a recipe, and it's basically grated up cucumber, Greek yogurt, dill, and lemon. There's some other things in there, garlic and one or two other things. But I made the tzatziki sauce. It was good, but I wanted it to be less chunky. So I just blended it up. And from there, it was delicious. It was exactly what I was imagining. It's better than what I have been buying at Walmart. I also cooked some zucchini, and so I layered my dishes. I did a cup of chicken. I did a quarter cup of lentils, a quarter cup of lemon rice, a quarter cup of tzatziki sauce. I put those in their own individual little sauce containers. I threw in pickled onions. I threw in about a third of a cup of zucchini in every dish. I meant to add feta, and I forgot. Anyway, this made 18 meals, and I threw them in the freezer, and I've eaten them 2 or 3 times. And what I learned about it is it is delicious. It's exactly what I imagined, what I envisioned. I also learned that I'm still hungry after I eat them. And so I think I need to go in there and subsidize those dishes and probably add a little more rice and lentils to each of them, make them a little bulkier. I also learned, and this actually frustrated me for a few days. It took me all weekend to meal prep. This isn't the only thing I did. I did chili. I did the Mediterranean food. but it took me so long to do that I just kind of got behind from there. It was already a busy week. I didn't get my laundry done. I didn't get the house as clean as I wanted to. I just didn't feel prepared for my upcoming week. And so I just ran late. And because I was running late, I didn't relax and I didn't enjoy the weekend like I wanted to or get done. And this bothered me for a couple days, how much effort this took to do this meal prep. And then after a couple days, I started to change the way I was thinking about it and thought, this is just a problem to be solved. Next time I do this, I know what tripped me up. I know what took a long time. I know what I needed help with, and I'll figure it out. Because I am going to do this again. The food's delicious. So that's what I'm planning on doing, is next time I make this, it's a problem to be solved, to be able to streamline the effort or the process. I definitely know that it'll help if I have my husband help me a little more. He was gone for most of this. He did help me with some of it. He helped me with the chicken a lot. He helped me with the chili a lot. But I think if we do it together, we can just tackle it and knock it out. So super glad it's done. So some of the other sparks that I want to work on, and I'm finding that some of these sparks, I've had these sparks for a while and I just don't want to act on them. If you're going to recall, when I first talked about walking, I didn't want to do it, but oh, it's blessed my life since I've just taken the leap and done it. And so these are some of the things that I'm gonna start working on. I know that I need to be more mindful when I eat and eat without distractions more than I do. And that includes without my phone, without my work at my desk and right in front of me working through lunch. It includes not having the TV on. I don't think that I ever sit and eat a meal without distractions. I think that I always do that. And I don't think that that's as great for me. I know it's not good for me to do that. I think we can enjoy more family time and eat together as a family more. We all eat different times and we all eat different meals. And so it's not, I guess, as natural as I wish it would be for us to eat together and just enjoy each other's company during dinner. But I'd like to do more of that and certainly be less distracted as we eat. Another spark that I have had, and I've actually been working on this a little bit the last couple of weeks, is to avoid processed meats. I knew that processed meats were a probable carcinogen. And even though I've known that for many years, I have not cut them out of my diet. And that wasn't enough for me. But a couple of weeks ago, I was reading Gut MD, and he was talking about the 5 foods that we should cut out, that he believes we should cut out of our diet. And one of them was processed meats. And the reason that he gave is, other than it being a probable carcinogen, which is a really good reason, is that preservatives and processed meats kill bacteria. And when they kill the bacteria, they're killing all the bacteria, including the things that we need for our gut. And when I heard that, I thought, okay, this is what I need to help me jumpstart that, that spark and not eat as much processed meat. And so at this point, I definitely have still eaten processed meats, even though I have a spark to work on eating less of it. But I am for sure eating less, and I'm for sure making decisions about, I think I'll eat this meal instead of this meal because this one has lunch meat in it and this one has chicken. And so I'm definitely making those kind of decisions. One piece of advice that Christy gave me when I talked to her about wanting to cut processed meat out of my diet is she suggested that I don't think about it. And I don't look at it as I can't have processed meat, but that I just don't think about it. And what I'm finding is when I do that, that when I'm faced with the decision of do I have processed meat, then I'm able to think about that and make the decision at the moment. And that I still am most of the time making the decision that I believe I should be making and not eating the processed meat. But I for sure had bacon a few times since I made this decision. So the last thing I wanted to end with, I read this quote and I just laughed, but it's exactly how I'm feeling. This is by Dan Het. And he says, this year I'm taking part in November, pronounced November, where I'll be saying no to everything. Go away. I'm not very good at saying no, but I'm feeling the pressure of the season, and I really would like to say no a lot more. And so that's my goal the next couple of weeks, is just to allow myself to have the space and the energy and manage my time the way that is right for me and my family, and to say no when I'm able and when I think I should. Thank you very much. I love you all. Bye.